It's about the proximity of whiteness. It's for our Bejistan brothers and sisters who feel like if they vote for Trump, they appear more white and less brown. And that's part of it. The proximity to whiteness is still a thing in America, do you know what I mean? So that's kind of important. And then you have Latino people are not a monolithic people. Sure. I mean, we have right-wing people too, and we have also hyper-Christianity. So you have that, people who are against abortion, who are homophobic. I mean, you have that too. I mean, the Republicans really know how to throw that red meat and get people galvanized.
If unaware, this is renowned actor, comedian, film producer, and writer John Leguizamo sharing his opinion and insights on Donald Trump and the Republican Party, gaining ground with some subsections of racial minority voters during a recent sit-down with fellow comedian Hassan Minhaj.
These Latinos who are also brown or white passing or white Latinos are also part of this sort of white nationalist Christian movement, Christian nationalism. It's so wild, but we're allowed to enter there as long as you're hating, you know?
A brilliant point here. Leguizamo highlighted that both Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio and neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes, two of the most prominent members of the broader far-right white nationalism movement, have Latino and Hispanic heritage. Now, one would think that would disqualify them from being fully accepted into the movement by their fellow white nationalists, but because they have the same goals as the people they're pandering to and are willing to go to the extremes to achieve these goals, they're welcomed with open arms by the most influential people in our country with direct access to Trump.
Have you gotten into it with those folks?
No, I've never met them, but I like to meet them. The one that I'd like to meet is Stephen Miller, who hates Latinos more than life itself. He's the architect of all this for Trump. I like to meet him and knock him out.
Holy
yeah.
We honestly can't blame him either, because just think about how you would feel if, for decades, those in power have constantly smeared, slandered, and scapegoated an entire diaspora of hundreds of millions of good people that you yourself belong to solely to reinforce their false notion of superiority. Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStromShow. Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you.
And now they have the temerity to say, that every single invader that Joe Biden let in should get their own individual judicial trial before they're deported, one at a time. Each one gets $1 million trial in front of a communist judge to decide whether or not we can send them home. How about hell no? How about we pick them up and we get them out of this country so they can't hurt anyone else?
Just so you're 100% clear about what Miller and the Trump admin are suggesting, they're calling for the wholesale elimination of due process rights, which is not only immoral, but as Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin and UPenn law professor Kate Shaw will point out, is completely illegal.
What does due process actually mean? And should Judge Boasberg be impeached for saying that the Alien Enemy Act of 1798 doesn't apply because we are not at war and we have not suffered an invasion by a foreign power?
The core components of due process are straightforward, right? And it involves some notice and an opportunity to be heard, right, to make some sort of case in your own defense prior to deprivation of life, liberty, or property. So that's in the Constitution. Due process applies to every person, not just to citizens. And due process doesn't look identical if we're talking about due process in the context of potential deportation or due process in the context of, a change to your Social Security benefits, right? Due process is deeply context dependent. And all Judge Boasberg has ruled as a preliminary matter in this case is that some sort of process has to be afforded before this potentially irreversible act occurs. Judge Boasberg has not ordered anyone released in the United States, has not objected to the detention of the covered individuals, has simply said provide reasons and an opportunity to respond. And
follow the law. Right?
And follow the law. And it seems from public reporting as though there is real reason to believe that errors were made.
Sadly, as we've seen, the Trump admin could not care less about the law.
He is an illegal alien. Fact one, what do you do with illegal aliens? You deport them. Fact two, he's an MS-13. What do you do with illegal aliens who are also in a transnational terrorist organization? You deport them more quickly. Oh, and on top of that, he's implicated in human trafficking. Deport, deport, deport. This is who they're going to bat for. What are we supposed to do? Buy the guy a house, get him some free health care,
Yeah.
maybe let him run for Congress?
Yeah.
I mean,
You're supposed to do all of those things.
this is who this is the Democrat Party. This is who they stand for. This is who Cory Booker stands for in 2025. They stand for illegal alien predators that are in transnational cartels. That's the Democrat Party of today.
Again, to be clear, the man they're referring to here, Abrego Garcia, has not been charged with a crime, nor has the government provided any evidence to support their claim that he is gang affiliated. These people, including far too many Dems, could not care less about the cruelty they're inflicting on other people because they don't view them as whole human beings deserving of dignity and respect. It's as simple as that.
My immigrant brothers and sisters, I know you're not felons. I know you're not criminals. I know you're not drug dealers. You're the hardest working people in America. You inspire me. And I feel pain for your plight. Nobody gets a joy of seeing you picked up and handcuffed. It breaks my heart to see Latin people, Latin bodies being treated this way. We need to stand up for each other. We need to stand up. You can't be quiet during this presidency. You need to act up, speak up, and fight. And do whatever powers we have, whatever tools we have to use them. It's insulting and demeaning to our whole race as a people, as an ethnic group, and we cannot stand for it. It dehumanizes us. He calls us animals and criminals. It's disgusting and it's unacceptable, and we can't allow it. Even if we have to speak out and fight against this language and this dehumanization of our people.
This is the fight and attitude we desperately need to see from the Dems elected to office, but seeing how the establishment capitulated to the Republicans and their white nativist immigration platform, you shouldn't get your hopes up.
We have to understand that Latinos, immigrants, run the economy. I mean, we do all the jobs that nobody wants to do. Without these Latino immigrants, because that's what we're really talking about when we say migrants, we ain't talking about Poles and Irish and we're talking about Latin people. So let's stop with the euphemisms, Mr. Trump. And these people are doing all the essential labor that nobody's doing. They're the first responders. They're growing all our food and picking all our food and built the Latino immigrants that died in Maryland on that bridge, fixing the bridge. That's what we do. We fix this country. We build it. And, then we get kicked out and we get nothing for all our labor except, hate from Trump.
That's the capitalist playbook to a T. Exploit desperate people for their labor, demonize them for wanting a deserved cut of the pie, kick them out of the country, and then repeat the cycle with even more desperate people. So, as you'd expect, Fox News, not a fan of John Leguizamo.
Look, you got John Leguizamo. Yeah, he was a decent actor, or at least he used to be. And but he says out there saying, "Oh, Trump is racist." I don't know. Maybe Kash Patel might have something to say about that. I don't know. Maybe Tulsi Gabbard might take issue with that. I'm just guessing. What's your take on Donald Trump, the racist? I mean, that's such an old, tired trope that they throw out there that's just doesn't hold water.
How dare he say this about Donald Trump's White House? Open your eyes, people. This is why you have a 27% approval rating, because people are looking at this White House and saying it has more firsts than any others. I mean, you've got women, you've got gay, you've got black, you've got Latino. Stop saying this about this White House. They're not hiring for race. They're hiring for quality, and they've got great quality people.
Leave it to failed MAGA gubernatorial candidate turned conservative propagandist Tudor Dixon to defend the administration from the very credible racism and bigotry allegations levied by Leguizamo and so many more. We are living in dark times, and organizing and joining together is the only way to pull ourselves out of the mess unfolding in front of our eyes. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.